welcome to No Recipe Required. Tonight I'm going to show you a very cool salad. It's like one of those wow presentation salads, right? I'm going to do a very simple greens. I think I've got some butter lettuce. We're going to do a very simple dressing. The impact really comes from a little bit of goat cheese. I've got a little disc kind of like that. We're going to cut it in half. I'm going to show you how to bread that goat cheese, and then we're going to fry that off in a little bit of panko breadcrumbs so the outside is nice and crispy and delicious with a kind of a soft inside. That mixed with the dressing and the greens, absolutely killer. It's a pretty substantial salad, and you are going to love it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and make our vinaigrette, our little raspberry vinaigrette for a nice little salad that I'm doing. I've got a little bit of mustard in there, Dijon mustard. I'm going to take a little bit of honey out of my honey bear, and I like just a touch of sweetness in these vinaigrettes. A little bit less than I put in for the mustard. Do a little salt and pepper. You could do, you can absolutely do some like shallot diced finely, or some ooh, that's oil, not oil yet, or some garlic in here. What I'm doing, I've got some raspberry vinegar here, red wine vinegar with raspberry flavoring. I'm just going to mix those ingredients and get them incorporated, and then like all vinaigrettes, I'm just going to grab my olive oil and slowly drizzle it in while I whisk, a few drops at a time, and the oil will start to get incorporated with that vinegar, especially since the mustard's in there. Mustard really helps this process. And I'm going to add about twice as much oil as I put in vinegar, and then I'm going to taste it and see if I need to adjust any salt, any pepper. I might want to put in a little bit more honey in there if I want to sweeten it up and get my vinaigrette nice and perfected. So I'm just going to keep doing this drizzle. We'll come back in about a minute when I've got all the olive oil in there. Okay, so I just finished drizzling my oil in. You can see it's nicely homogenized in there. It's because I constantly whisked as I was adding that oil in. I'm going to give it a little taste. And this one, I think it's spot on. So you can use whatever greens you want for your goat cheese salad here. I happen to have a couple heads of like baby romaine lettuce, butter lettuce, almost anything would work great, even just mixed greens. It's got a core on it. I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and then that's garbage. Then all the other leaves should just kind of break apart or fall apart or peel apart for you. Down at the core, it looks like they're starting to get connected a little bit. If that's the case, just take another 1/4 inch off, and then you'll be able to get all these guys off. When we serve it, we're just going to kind of arrange the leaves around like that. We'll drop the goat cheese right in the middle, dressing all around, and it will be delicious. Okay, so I just pulled out my goat cheese for our goat cheese salad, and frankly, it's a bit thick, kind of like a hockey puck, and it's more than I want to serve. So what I'm going to do is just slice right down the middle. Optional step, and what you want to do is use a nice sharp knife that I've run under hot water, and when it's hot like that, and notice like now the cheese is kind of stuck to the knife, I slide it gently off. If you just lifted it by this side, chances are it would crack right there, and you wouldn't be able to maintain that nice kind of now hockey puck shape, good and thin, right portion size. I'm just going to throw one of these in the fridge. We're going to use the other one for our salad. Okay, so here I've got the goat cheese that we cooked off earlier, and we're about to bread it with a traditional breading station. So here, traditional breading stations usually consist of flour, which you use first, and the flour helps the egg to stick. This is just one plain beaten egg, and the egg helps the breadcrumbs to stick. These are panko breadcrumbs that we're just going to drop the goat cheese in. So first thing I'm going to do is just kind of lightly salt and pepper the what do we call this? The goat cheese. Kind of tough there. There we go. We'll get that side done. Then we're going to take it and dredge it both sides in flour. And you're not really looking to get like super coated everywhere, press it in or anything like that. You just want a nice dusting on it. Then we drop it into the egg mixture, the egg wash, both sides. And then we drop our goat cheese into our breadcrumbs. And here I'd say we are looking to kind of push down and get it fully coated. You may want to switch to your dry hand so it's not so messy for you. And once we get it nicely coated, we're going to put it off to a bowl and fry it up. Okay, so we're back. We're going to test the oil again, and that time you can see, hopefully you can see, the that little frying motion. That's exactly what we're looking for. So here I've got my goat cheese. I'm just going to gently drop it into that oil and let it go for probably a minute and a half on that side. Then we're going to be very gentle and turn it over on the other side and get both sides brown. Okay, it doesn't take long, and I can see down on the edges there, I'm getting a nice golden brown crust. Easiest thing to do, slide your spatula underneath, grab it on top, and gently turn it over. You're looking for that nice brown crust on the other side, or on this side, then on the other side. It goes pretty quick, and you want to go nice and hot so you don't obviously melt the cheese down. Okay, so our goat cheese is now fully cooked, nicely browned all over. So again, just gently going to lift it up. We'll obviously kill the heat. And then I've got a couple paper towels just on a plate. I'm going to let that sit aside and drain for a minute while we make our salad. Okay, so I've got the lettuce we cooked off earlier. I've got our raspberry vinaigrette. I'm just going to dress the lettuce nice and light. Now, I love the tang of this vinaigrette with the goat cheese. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper on the lettuce, and then easiest thing to do, just get in there with your hand, kind of toss it gently. You can certainly use tongs, but they might kind of tear up the lettuce, may not coat it evenly, and this gives you a nice judge of do you have enough dressing on there or not. Once those are dressed, we're going to grab our salad, or our salad plate, and just lay out our greens kind of willy-nilly there. And then our goat cheese, fried beautifully, can go kind of right in the center. Helps if or it looks nicer, I guess, if the little spears are shooting off to one side. And then I've got a garnish of a few toasted walnuts. And there you go, with a warm goat cheese salad. I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required.